Hi and welcome to another video from the Intelligent Auto channel. Today we have this 2008 Jaguar X-Type. It's a 2-litre diesel. It's running like a pig, it's noisy, it's rattling and it's smoking. Fuel pressure sensor, range of performance, fuel pressure regulator, injector control pressure too high, injector control pressure above expected level, and injector control pressure regulator open. I think you would have seen when that was running there, the test lamp was going dull. So, you see, I checked this before the start of this video and there was no power on that pin. So what I've done there is, I've got one of the leads into the power supply from the fuse box, from the fuse, and I've got the other lead down, back probed still into that regulator. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start the car up. See if you notice a difference in the engine note. Well, as you should be able to hear there, the car is running, or the engine is running properly now. And you can see also the test lamp is now shining brightly, proving that we have got a wiring fault between the pin on the regulator where it comes out the fuse box, which I'm going to assume is down here somewhere, because there was no power to that plug at all before, but there is now. The wire where it goes in the back of that plug looks a bit fat. Just wondering if there's a break there. So what I'm going to do is take the same volt drop reading with a side probe there. So this is coming over here, through here. It's going down. It's going to come through this plug here, I guess. What I'm doing there is I'm checking the voltage drop between the fuse and the battery positive. As you can see, 80, 100 millivolts next and out. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use the battery positive rather than that fuse as my reference to positive. I'll go on there. Right, so I've got nearly 3 volts voltage drop. So what I'm going to do is wiggle test this harness. Now I know from past experience that these harnesses run under the radiator. What I'll do is keep an eye on the lamp. I need don't know if this power comes through this plug here. So to do that, unplug it. So, right, I know it comes through that plug. So, next is which pin. Meanwhile, the blue tracer. Okay, so we're back at this Jaguar today. It's the next day now. As you saw yesterday, I disconnected this plug here and I lost the live feed, or the partial live feed, down to the regulator. Now, as I say, it's next day now and we're in that pin there. And as you can see, the feed is there on that pin there. And it comes from a green wire with a blue tracer. Now that feed, that wire, comes out the back of this plug. It heads down towards the ECU and it must come back through this harness here. This is the main harness back to the engine and the fuse box. So if I just plug that back in, go into the back of here, there we go. As you can see, the light is, I don't know if it's showing up with the camera, but it's flickering somewhat. And then if I go back down onto the component itself, I'll use a pin, go back down onto the component down here. There's already a pin in the back of it. Take the test lamp, seem to have lost it again, which is where I'd lost it the first time. Make sure that's right in. Lost it there. Let's go back up to here. Oh, very dim. Don't know if you can see the light flickering there. What you'll notice I've done is I've split the harness here. This is, say, this wire. It comes from the pump. It comes up through this harness underneath here. And it goes down and comes into the back of this plug here. Sorry, it comes from the pump, comes through this harness here, and it comes into this side of the plug here. See, that's dimming right out there now. And then comes out the back of this plug, it goes back down towards the ECU in the corner. Just turn you around a bit. Down towards the ECU in the corner, comes back up on this harness here. It comes through this main engine harness here. I've got a side probe in there. So if I just take that out and put my lamp in there, as you can see, the lamp is glowing nice and bright. So what I want to do is back to voltage drop. We'll take a voltage drop reading there. Find that other pin again. And we'll measure the voltage drop between this point here and this point here, where it comes in the plug. And as you can see, I've got nearly 11 volts of voltage drop there. So that's kind of proven that on this, that's kind of proven that the fault exists between here and this plug here. So just to rule out the plug, what I'll do is I'll unplug that once more. And we'll try at the pin there. Pin. The voltage drop's dropped. So let's see. More voltage there now. Oh, there we go. It's flickering on again. It's going bright. So is the problem in this plug, or is it in the wiring behind the plug? If I get right back in that pin, I think what I'm going to do is get a breakout pin to go in that plug. Try that. Is that like dim? What we'll do is interesting the wire changes colour by the looks of it. Turns into a red and white. Still quite dim. We'll check the voltage drop to there. Quite low. Check the voltage drop to the battery. It's quite low. This is odd. You can see that that is bad there. Good there. Could it be because we've got no load on the circuit? So, which actually, thinking about it, if this wire changes colour, I'm on the wrong bloody wire here. Right, so I need to find, I've just pulled all this out for no bloody reason. White with a red tracer. White with a red. That's it there. So let's start this again. Plug an ECU back in. Right, ignition back on. Let's see. Nothing there now. Power at the fuse. Power at the fuse. I'm assuming that's the right bloody wire. Let's try and ping it through. Or I've
one, there's no resistance, but there's no bloody ping either. No resistance, but no noise. Shouldn't be it's making noise. Yes, it is. So what does that tell us? I'm on the wrong circuit, possibly. Right, no better wiring diagram available for this, so I'll have to ping this through. So I've unplugged the reg, and I've got a Pearson probe in there. So I'm going to ping this through to that plug here. So I think it's the third pin down, which is this one here. And as you can see, we've got continuity there. So that one, it's definitely the third pin down. So the corresponding pin on here is that one there. So if I take that out of there, I need to find which is definitely the red and white wire, but it's got nothing there, so I'm on the right white and red wire here. So this wire comes down here. You can see me having to pull this harness out to do this, which I don't particularly want to have to do, but needs must. So I'll have to unwrap this harness and trace this wire back. As there could be a break between here and here. If that is the case, then great. Or there could be two wires with the same colours running through the bloody harness. So, strip all this off. That's another bloody white with a red. Is that white with red? That's white with brown. Right. So, where's this wire? Oh, we're on the right wire. No, we're bloody not. To see I'm peed off is an understatement. So, it's definitely the wire there. And have we got continuity? After all that, yes, we have. So the fault doesn't exist in this part of the harness after all that. As you can see, we've got a dimly lit light there. So I think I'm back down to where I originally thought, which was where the harness comes under the radiator. So that was basically a wasted probably an hour of my time sodding on there because a wire changes colour and the diagram doesn't tell us it does. Great. Just to prove that the fault exists that way, I've got the test lamp into that third pin on this plug. So that's the, see if I've identified that's the correct circuit. And if I stand that up there, now take a voltage drop reading from the battery to there, I've got 1.1 volts voltage drop. So the fault exists that way. So like I said, I've stripped all that out for no good reason because of bad information on a wiring diagram. Thank you very much, Autodata. So I'm going to elevate the car, drop the under tray down, and I'm pretty sure that this, where I thought the original fault would be under the radiator, which I think is where it's going to be. So get the car by height and check the wiring down there. This is the wiring harness in question here. You see it runs along under this radiator. Now, before I unclip it, I can feel there, I think it's touching something. So I'll get it down. See if it is or not. So, the last car I had with a problem in this wiring harness, it was about here. It's also the lowest point of the harness as well. That one. Let's power on that one, so could be that one there. Right, I'm back up top here again. I've got the test lamp putting a load on the circuit over here. I'm on the battery positive, and I've got the black lead connected to that side probe that I put under the car on the white red thread wire. And as you can see, I've got just under a volt of volt drop. So if I go to here, as you can see, I've got the same volt drop there, just under a volt. So what that tells me is I'm on the right wire, but the fault exists in that direction towards this fuse box. So I'm going to go back in there. And we're going to have to look at where this wiring comes out this fuse box, which I believe it comes out the bottom. Just to double check that we haven't got a high volt drop between the fuse box and the battery, I'll go back onto the fuse in the fuse box, and I've got the same volt drop there. So the volt drop is between the fuse box and that connection under the car. So it exists in this direction. So like I said, I'm going to have to pull this fuse box out and have a look under here. Move that plug out the way. So we keep an eye on the voltmeter there. I'm just going to have a bit of a wiggle down here. Right. See if we can identify the wire. See it there. Oh, there we go. Right under the bloody fuse box. If I'd started this end, I guarantee the fault would have been that end. But because I started that end, the bloody fault's this end. So, there's my fault. I'll pull this fuse box out and have a look. Great. Way it goes sometimes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Now I've got to find out which bloody plug this came out of. I'll get you in there and you can see. See, it's this one here. There's water there. Water dripping out the connector. The connector doesn't want to come off. Yeah. There we go. Green crusties. So, let's have a look at the bottom of the fuse box. It's pretty badly corroded. As you can see, that's where the wire went in there. That's where it's pulled out of. And the state of that. So, new fuse box fitted. Well, new second-hand one, new to this car. Let's go for the start-up. As you can see, rail pressure is normal now, so around about the 250, 260 bar mark. And it doesn't get anywhere near that 1800 bar that it was idling at before. So I'm going to wrap this harness back up, tidy all the bits up where I've been testing, and give the customer a ring. I'm going to call this a fix. Thanks for watching.